the description. So the first thing that you want to do is visit botpress.com and create an account. Set up your account and then skip the prompt where it asks you if you are a developer, and instead select build with nodes so that you land in a page like this. And then you'll also want to skip the AI part that will kind of prompt you and ask you what kind of chatbot you're trying to build, because it's basically just trying to get the AI to help you out and build the assistant faster for you. But once you've done all that, you should find yourself in a page like this. That's step one done. Step two is actually setting up your assistant's personality. So what you'll want to do is come over here into the personality agent, click that, and you'll see that the agent is disabled. You want to enable this. Now, I'm sure you've seen some of the other chatbots online, and the difference between a chatbot and an AI assistant is that an AI assistant actually sounds human. A chatbot is very robotic, and that's not what we want to build. We want to build something that users actually enjoy talking to, and that's why we do enable the personality agent. So what this agent allows you to do is give your AI assistant a personality that it will reference every time it talks to users, and it will adjust its responses to make sure it fits that human-like personality and makes the conversation more enjoyable. So as you can see, I've typed in a very brief prompt for my AI assistant's personality. It's a little funny, but you can type in whatever you like. If you don't have the time to type this in, just go to ChatGPT and briefly describe the kind of assistant you're trying to build and the kind of personality that you want it to have, and then get ChatGPT to generate the description for you and make it as accurate as possible. And then you can come in and paste that here before moving on. So once you're done, you can just click out of this little box. The next thing that we will do is change the assistant's name. So in this tutorial video, basically we'll be building an AI assistant for a vet clinic, a fictitious vet clinic. But I'll come into the bot settings down in this bottom left corner, and I'll change the chatbot name to vet clinic assistant, and that will be it. So once you've done that, should be good. It won't update here immediately, but if you do reload, it should update there. So in this video, we won't be doing much building. Instead, we'll be relying on this autonomous node over here. So on Botpress, there's actually two kinds of nodes. There's an autonomous node and there's a standard node. And you'll notice the difference between an autonomous node and a standard node is the autonomous has this little purple magic wand at the top. And what that symbolizes is that the AI controls this node, and therefore it has full autonomy. What that means is that it basically uses the AI to decide what the node does. And so it's much simpler to build with such nodes, because you just have to give it a prompt such as you are a friendly conversational assistant, and it will converse like a friendly conversational assistant. But with these standard nodes, you can think of them as like pieces of code. So you have to literally build every single piece of code using cards, text, images, videos, etc. They're very useful, and we'll get into them at a later video. But for the purposes of this tutorial, we'll just keep it simple and build with these autonomous nodes. So just click onto this, and over here in the instructions, you want to instruct your AI assistant. So when you click onto the instructions, you can type your instructions here. I'll just be keeping these the same. The only thing I've added is for a vet clinic. So before it just said this, but I've added that little bit at the end. And from there, I can click escape, and we can move to the next stage. So you can see in your autonomous node, it references knowledge over here. And knowledge is basically what the AI will use to answer questions that people ask it. But of course, we need to first upload knowledge about your business so that it actually answers the questions accurately. So how to do that is you come into this little book icon on the far left, knowledge bases, and you can think of this as like the memory of your AI assistant. This is where you upload and tell it everything that it needs to know to answer questions. There's many ways to do this. One of the fastest ways is to just click website and then put the link to your website here, and it will crawl it and get all the information that you need. So I will just find a random vet clinic website online, and I'll paste the link here, and we'll see if it's able to do that. So I've pasted in a website from this vet clinic in Dubai, and then I'll add the 45 pages. And you should see the screen change to something like this. You'll see the link here, 45 URLs, and it says that because the website probably has around 45 pages. And then what it will do is it will index all of those pages. So basically it will sort them and read them so that it has the information and can use that to answer questions. This might take a few minutes to complete, so just give it a little wait and check back when it's done. Once it's finished indexing a few pages, you'll be able to start interacting with your AI assistant. So what you want to do is come back onto this page and click on this toggle up here to emulator. And this is basically where you'll be able to test out your assistant from. So you can start by sending it a few messages, and you can see it responds in the personality that I gave it. Hey man, welcome to the vet clinic helper. I've gone ahead and asked it another question about where the clinic is located. Where are you located? And you can see it's answered with basically the locations of the clinic used in this video. So you can go ahead and ask it a few more questions just to make sure everything is correct, and cross-check as well with the actual site, your actual business site, to make sure that all the information it's transferring is actually correct. If there's any information you want to add to your AI assistant that's not on your website, or if you don't have a website, you can come in here and upload a document instead. So you'd have to put that information in a document in one of these formats and then just upload it here. Step 4 is basically picking an AI model that will now manage these conversations that happen with your assistant. Now, Botpress offers connections to very many AI models, and you can think of each AI model as like the brains behind your AI assistant. And so when someone asks a question, essentially their question will be sent to the AI model, which will process it and kind of understand the intent, and it will kind of help the assistant to produce an accurate response. So to look at the models that Botpress offers, you come into the settings in the bottom left and scroll down all the way to the LLM options here. And the ones that we'll be focusing on are these ones right here, autonomous language model, because the autonomous language model is the one that powers the autonomous nodes, as well as the RAG language model, which is the one that powers its ability to retrieve information from the knowledge base and produce responses. So these are the two that we'll be playing with in this video. Now, just like with humans, there's people who have brains that are stronger for certain activities or faster in other activities, and it's kind of the same with these AI models. So all of these different models are better for different things and faster in different ways, or have better reasoning in different ways, and therefore some of them are more expensive to use and others are cheaper to use. What you want to be doing is essentially testing out different ones to figure out which one is best for your project, which one is cheapest and is able to reason, to provide reasoning ability that meets the standards of your AI assistant project. I found that if you have a really high budget and you also need very high quality responses, GPT 5.4 is pretty good for that. If you have a kind of mid-ish budget and you also need mid-ish responses, you can go for one of these over here, Gemini 2.5 Flash, 2.5 Pro, or 2.0 Flash. And if you have a lower budget and still need decent responses, I would recommend you go for Llama 3.1 8B. I found that one's pretty good for that, but you can test out all these other ones as well to find something that's better. Maybe you'll beat me. So the last thing you have to do before you leave is hit publish. Now, publishing basically updates the latest version of your edits here onto the bot's live status basically. And so you want to be doing that as often as possible, especially when you make changes, because if you do leave the page without publishing, then the users will not get the latest version of the bot that you have built, and we don't want that to happen. So bot published successfully, new version created, that's good. 5, integrating to WhatsApp. So what we want to do is come into this icon in the top right called the integration hub, and basically integrations are like apps that Botpress provides that allows you to expand the capability of your assistant. So they basically give your assistant access to things like WhatsApp. You can see make.com for automation, Slack, WeChat, and a bunch of other cool apps. There's tons of stuff to do, and in case you can't find something that you're looking for, all you have to do is ask Botpress to build it for you. You can make a request for them to build it for you. So you should be able to find the WhatsApp integration easy. In case you can't, just search it up and click on it and then hit install integration. Once it's installed, what you want to do is enable it, and then you want to hit connect with OAuth. Then just follow the steps to connect your AI assistant to WhatsApp. I'll attach the video by Botpress, the official video by Botpress, in the link description. What it involves is you having a Meta Business Suite account and just linking that to WhatsApp, linking the phone number that you'll be using to WhatsApp, and then also linking that to your Meta Business Suite account, and finally linking all of that to your Botpress account. Once you finished integrating it to WhatsApp, you're literally done. All you have to do is come up here and hit publish one more time, just to make sure that the latest version actually gets shipped to WhatsApp. And you'll see down here, it should say that your bot is published on web chat and WhatsApp. And after a few seconds, it should be done. Great. So with that, you can begin interacting with your AI assistant over WhatsApp. You can share the WhatsApp link to your customers, and they can begin to use it to actually ask questions about your business, get help, get information, etc. And as you learn more about Botpress, you can continue to build this out so that it doesn't just answer questions, but it does more than that. And that's it. 5 steps and you're done. Go ahead, try it out, and let me know how it goes in the comments. If you're a business owner and you've reached the end of this video, you're probably interested in more than just an AI assistant to answer questions that your customers ask. My calendar link is in the description. Book a call and let's talk about how you can build an AI assistant that does more than just answer questions, but actually brings in leads to your business and generates more profit. I'll see you in the next video.